speaking of wish lists there, Lewis, but Jonathan Spector's, as you call it, Road to Redemption, did it start in Chicago? I mean, at People's Park or whatever, but it didn't look like it to me. What did you see there? I saw rust.
Yeah, I saw a guy who is clearly in an unsettled position at his club, and not playing, and like I said, rusty. And it's kind of a little bit, I don't know if you call it sad or shocking. I mean, here's a guy who was, think back to Confederations Cup and that one of the goals Dempsey scored, was this beautiful cross by Spector, so much, he played so well that, in the Mexico City qualifier, people were surprised and kind of upset that Cherundolo got the call over Spector. And now we're talking about a guy who's nowhere near, being given that responsibility. He didn't play at all in the World Cup, and it's partly because Cherundolo kind of got back ahead of him in the the depth chart, got his health back, and now Spector, he's in a tough situation now. He's younger, he's a little younger, but he's old enough now where he should be playing regularly for his club.
He should, and he can't. He's totally out of favor with Avram Grant. I mean, he begged to basically play in the reserves so he could stay fit. I mean, it's not looking good for Jonathan Spector, and I hope he pulls it back together because, as you said, he was an integral part of that Confederations Cup team. But this kind of takes me to the new topic, and I bring it up because is it me, or does Bob Bradley not know what a real 4-3-3 looks like? Because, I mean, that's what's been listed on the U.S. Soccer site, because obviously that was a 4-1-4-1, and you can, versus Colombia, and you can make whatever iterations you want about it, but if Bob Bradley proclaims that the U.S. team is going to play a 5-3-2, even though it was really a standard 4-4-3, are we required to believe him? That's my question.
No. We obviously that's one thing about being, on the sidelines is you make your observations, conclusions based on the observations you make, and they can call it, whatever they want to call it, but it's clear, like you said, it wasn't what they're calling it. Maybe somewhere along the way, that's what it was supposed to be. But maybe that's an issue then with how the players executed and the positioning wasn't correct, or maybe it's something where it's too short of a camp to really kind of instill that system and formation, and maybe with a guy like Landon around who kind of can be a leader on the field and settle players and help them position around. Maybe that makes a difference. I'm not sure. Whatever happened, if that was what his intention was, then somewhere it broke down.
Yeah, well, and it kind of broke down the first one too. Brett and I were, making the point all over the place, Big Soccer, wherever people were reading what we said, but or hearing what we said, because the whole the U.S. Soccer site and Fox Soccer Channel listed it as a 4-2-3-1. And seriously, if Dempsey was playing as a center attacking midfielder against Poland, that was the highest line I have ever seen a center attacking midfielder play throughout a whole game. I mean, I would say, mostly the first half, but it just baffles the mind that we're going to just go ahead and say, yeah, just because they said that's what they played, that's what they played. It's not true.
No, it's not. And Dempsey is the kind of guy where, he just kind of moves around and it's not. And Landon too, in a sense, that they're not like locked down into, a particular spot on the field or whatever. So I think it's kind of tough when you have players like that to really say you're playing a formation and then actually watch it kind of keep that same shape. It's just these guys just move around so much, and it's just tough to, were they part of the 2 and the 4-3-2-1, or were they part of the 3 and the where's Dempsey supposed to be?
Well, it was shocking how many people actually live and die by what USSF says or what some journalists actually say, because there was some people were actually saying they applauded Bradley for changing his tactics, trying something new with the 4-3-3. But like we were saying, it wasn't really a 4-3-3, and the first game was certainly not a 4-2-3-1 or whatever it was at the time. It just shocked me this past week how many people would not alter it, and their only line of evidence was that's what they reported, and I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, all you had to do was watch